Hello students, welcome to this lecture. Previous lecture I explained about the introduction about a turning machine and working principle of turning machine. So in this lecture we will discuss about the parts of the turning machine, that is a lathe, and parts of the center lathe, and what are the operation going to performed by using the lathe. So majorly, three major parts. One is a headstock, another one is a carriage, another one is a tailstock. So these are the major parts used in the lathe. So headstock. So headstock having it is a rotating spindle. Spindle means that is a rotating part. The spindle, having the spindle, and the spindle having the chuck. Whether we using the 3-jaw chuck or 4 jaws. This is a jaws. So it is a 3 means this is 3 jaw. It having the 4 means that is a 4 jaw. The chuck is used to holding the workpiece. Okay. The rotating element is called the chuck. The spindle is that is a rotating shaft. The spindle is connected and the chuck is placed on the spindle. This is called the live center. This is called the live center. So live center means it is a rotating part. It is called the live center, and this is a rotating part. That's why we have to change the speed. We have to control the speed. That's why we have to use the spindle speed selector. There is a control elements. The control selector, speed selector. We use a speed selector to control the movement of the rotating chuck. This is a power drive. Okay. So next part is called the carriage. The carriage having this is in the chuck we fix the workpiece. Okay, the chuck we use to hold the workpiece. And another important part is called the carriage. The carriage hold the tool. It having the tool post. The carriage having the tool post, compound truss, cross slide, and this is apron. This is also the moving part. Carriage is also, this is a rotating part, this is a moving part. It is moving along the guideways. Okay, by using the guideways. So we need a moving part. The carriage is moved by using the manually or automatically. We using the here also we use that is apron is used to changing the speed of the carriage movement. Use the movement. And another one is called the tailstock. This is a dead center. So what is meant by dead? It is used sometimes it is also moving part. So this tailstock, carriage, and headstock, all the three parts are mounted on the bed. This is called the bed. So heavy bed. This is a heavy bed. All the three parts mounted on the bed. And carriage is a moving part, and tailstock is also moving part. So by using the guide ways, the guide ways used to guide the carriage and tailstock. So it's a guide ways, and this is called the leg. So these are the important parts used on the lathe. So parts of the lathe. So this is a constructional feature of the center lathe. So if we ask the question, you should draw this sketch, and you are also naming the parts. So this is a headstock. This is a live center. This is a live center. This is a dead center. So next one, this is a left hand side. You having the headstock, that is a rotating part. This is a live center, that is a dead stock, tail stalk, dead center. And this is a carriage having the cross slide and tool post, compound slide. Then this is apron, and this is bed and leg. Here I explain the parts of the lathe. So what is meant by bed? The bed is a heavy, rugged casting in which are mounted the working parts of the lathe. It carries the headstock. It carries a headstock and tailstock for supporting the workpiece and provides a base for the movement of the carriage assembly, which carries the tool. So the carriage carries the tool. Okay. So the bed is a heavy rugged casting in which are mounted on the working parts of the lathe. It carries the headstock, tailstock, for supporting the workpiece and provides the base for the movement of the carriage assembly which carries the tool. So this is a explanation about the bed. And what is meant by leg? So what is a leg? So this is a leg. This is called the leg. It is a the leg carry the entire load of the machine and are firmly secured to floor by foundation bolt. So it is a fixed on the in the floor. Okay. And headstock. So what is my headstock? The headstock is clamped on the left hand side of the bed, and it serves as a housing for driving pulleys because it is a rotating part. So the transmitting the power. So we use a pulley, driving pulleys, gears. Here we use the gear drives to transmitting the power. Driving pulleys, back gears, headstock spindle, live center, and feed gear, reverse gear. The headstock spindle is a hollow cylindrical shaft that provides a drive from the motor to the work holding devices. Okay, so it is a driving part. So next one, gearbox. Gearbox is used to we have to change the speed. That's why we have to use a different sized gears to change the speed of the rotating speed. To change the rotating speed, we use a gears. And carriage. The carriage is located between the headstock and tailstock and serves the purpose of supporting, guiding, and feeding the tool. Okay, it is used to, so it is a purpose of supporting, guiding, and feeding. So it carry the tool. It is supporting the tool, guiding the tool, and feeding the tool against the job during the operation. The main parts of the carriage are, so carriage having the some main parts. The hedge-shaped casting mounted on the top of the lathe base. So that is called the saddle. It provides support to cross slide, compound rest, and tool post. So, so this is a guide base. So this is called the saddle. So saddle, it is a placed on the, it is mounted on the guide base. And it provides support to cross slide, compound rest, and tool post. The cross slide, it is mounted on the top of the saddle. It provides mounted or automatic cross movement for the cutting tool. So it is used to move the cutting tool in the cross movement. Okay, it is used to move the cutting tool in cross. The compound rest, it fitted on the top of the cross slide and is used to support the tool post and cutting tool. So cross slide, so first top part is called the compound rest. It is used to support the tool post and cutting tool. Cutting tool also be placed in the compound rest only. So this is called the compound rest. This is compound rest. This is called the tool post. This is a tool post. This is a compound rest. Next one, the tool post. The tool post is mounted on the compound rest and is rigidly clamped the cutting tool or tool holder at the proper height relative to the work center line. So this is the explanation about the parts of the carriage and apron. Apron is fastened to the saddle and it houses the gears, clutches, and levers because we have to move the tool either manually or automatically. That's why we have to use a mechanism to control the movement. That's why this is called apron. The apron is fastened to the saddle and houses the gears, clutches, and levers required to move the carriage or cross line. The engagement of the split nut, lever, and automatic feed lever at the same time is prevented the carriage along the lathe. Sorry, not a sheet. That is the carriage along the lathe bed. So these are the main parts. And tailstock. So tailstock is placed on the right hand side of the bed. Okay, it is a dead center. It's called the dead center. The tailstock can slide along the bed. It is also moving part to accommodate different length of the workpiece between the centers. So if the workpiece is very long, so that it is fixed by using the dead center. It is also holding the workpiece. If the workpiece is very long, it is used to holding the workpiece. And wherever it is, suppose if we do the drilling operation in the tailstock, having the spindle, in the spindle we use a drill tool to drill the workpiece. So these are the major parts on the lathe. Next topic. So first topic is over. What are the major parts? What are the major parts we use in the lathe? Headstock, tailstock, carriage. So headstock having the rotating spindle and chuck, having the feeder and speed control gearbox. Then carriage having the tool. So saddle, compound truss, cross slide, and tool post. Then apron. It is also control the movement of the carriage. Then another one is a tailstock. It is a dead center. Suppose the workpiece is very long, it is used to hold the workpiece, and is also some other tools also, some other operations also carried by using the tailstock, either drilling operation or taper operation. By using the tailstock, do the operation. So these are the major parts on the turning machine. So parts of the lathe, main parts of the lathe. Next, what are the operations can be performed on the lathe? So in years, many operations we can carry it, but majorly we use a turning, phasing, knurling, thread cutting, drilling, taper turning, boring. These are all the operations given in your syllabus. The basic machining operations can be performed on the lathe or turning, phasing, knurling, thread cutting, drilling, taper turning, boring. So these are the operations can be carried out by using the lathe. So what is meant by turning operation? You should draw on a sketch, and after that you should explain what is the turning operation. So you should give the explanation about the turning operation. So this is the chuck. This is a spindle. This is a workpiece. That is a use a chuck. The chuck is hold the workpiece. It is rotating part. So here this is a tool, cutting tool. In the lathe we use a single point. This is a single point cutting tool. We use a single point only. This point is very sharp because we need a accurate, perfect operation. That's why we use a single point cutting tool. This is a revolving workpiece. Here we do the, by using the single point cutting tool, we do the turning operation. So turning is the removal of material. So here the lathe is the cutting operation only. Either we have to remove the material or we have to cut the material. So it is a removal of the metal. What is the process? By using the turning is the removal of the metal from the outer diameter. This is the outer diameter. So outer diameter of the rotating cylindrical workpiece. This is a workpiece. This is the outer diameter. We have to remove the material of the outer diameter of the workpiece. Turning is used to reduce the, so because diameter is reduced, this is the outer diameter, this is a required diameter. So in the turning operation, diameter should be reduced. We have to reduce the diameter. Turning is used to reduce the diameter of the workpiece, usually a specified dimension, and to produce a smooth finish on the metal. A single point cutting tool is fed perpendicular to the axis. This is the axis. This is a lathe axis. This is a cutting tool axis. This is a cutting tool axis. This is a lathe axis. So the cutting tool is feed a perpendicular. This is a perpendicular axis of the workpiece, and then move parallel. So it is placed, the cutting tool is placed in a perpendicular position. This is a lathe axis. So this is a cutting tool axis. So both are in 90 degree. So the cutting tool is, position of the cutting tool is a perpendicular, and it is moved parallelly. Okay. In this operation, a single point cutting tool is fed perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece and then moved parallel to the axis of the workpiece. So the tool is moved along the lathe axis, along the workpiece axis of the workpiece. It is a operation of the turning operation on the performed on a lathe. So what is the turning operation? We use a removal of the material from the outer diameter. By using this operation, we reduce the diameter of the workpiece. And what is the position of the cutting tool? The cutting tool is placed perpendicular to the lay workpiece axis of the workpiece and moved parallel to the axis of the workpiece. In this way, we do the turning operation to reduce the diameter of the workpiece. Next operation, another operation is facing operation. So what is meant by facing? Similarly, we should draw that this is a chuck and workpiece is all similar. The chuck is holding the workpiece. This is a workpiece. In the turning operation, we should reduce the diameter. In the facing operation, we should reduce the length of the workpiece. Okay. Suppose we should reduce the length. Okay. In the lathe, we use the cylindrical objects only. All the objects are in which shape? Cylindrical shape. Okay. So facing is the process of removing metal. This is also removing metal at the end of the workpiece. So end of the workpiece. So the way is this workpiece, the end of the workpiece, the material is removed. That's why length should be reduced to produce a flat surface. So if you remove the material at the end means the we produce a flat surface. Okay, most often the workpiece is cylindrical. We use a cylindrical workpiece only, but using the 4-jaw chuck. Suppose this is a 3-jaw chuck means we hold the only cylindrical object, but we can use a 4-jaw chuck. You can face a rectangular or odd shaped work to form a cube and other non-cylindrical shape also. If you use a 4-jaw chuck means we have to provide a we have to use a non-cylindrical shape also. The direction of the feed is given perpendicular to the axis of the, this is the axis lathe. So this is the feed axis. So the movement of the cutting tool is in a perpendicular to the axis of the lathe. Here movement is perpendicular. Okay. In this way, we do the facing operation. The facing operation length should be reduced. And after that, knurling. So this is a knurling. This tool is called the knurling tool. We use a, in the turning operation and facing operation, we use a single point cutting tool. This is a single point cut tool. Both the both the turning and facing operation, we use a single point cutting tool. But in knurling operation, we use a special tool. The tool is called the knurling tool. The tool only used for knurling operations only. That is, we do the impression. We do the grip, making the grip in the workpiece at the end. For if it is a rotating part, we need a grip at the end. Okay, that's why knurling, to produce a, we use a special tool. That tool is called the knurling tool. The workpiece is rotated, so the knurling tool is moved to produce a regularly shaped roughness. It provides a roughness on the cylindrical surfaces. A special tool called a knurling tool which impresses its patterns on the workpiece. So this is a chuck. This is a workpiece. The workpiece is rotating, and this is feed. What is meant by feed means that is a material removal rate. So rate of material removing, it's called the feed. Okay, then the tool is called the knurling tool. This is a tailstock center. There is a tailstock there because what is the purpose of tailstock? It is holding the workpiece. So one rotating part is called the chuck, another part is called the tailstock. It is also holding the workpiece. So by using the knurling tool, we make a impression on the tool. Next, thread cutting. Already you know that thread cutting operation. To produce either use a external thread or internal thread on a cylindrical or conical rod. So here also the lead screw which enables the tool to move longitudinally. Here one more because thread cutting we cannot be able to we cannot able to do manually. It is done automatically. Okay, that's why here another one screw is used, the lead screw. So this is engaging at the time of thread cutting operations only. The lead screw, it is also rotating. So the automatically the tool is moved along the workpiece to produce a thread. Either we make a internal thread or external thread. The purpose of the lead screw is used at the time of thread cutting only. Other some in other another operation, other some other operations in the facing, turning, and knurling operations, the lead screw will not engage. It is ideally in thread cutting operations only we engage the lead screw, and the cutting tool is moved. The tool is moved automatically to make a external or internal threads. Another one, drilling. Already you know in your house they do the drilling to hold the wall, to place a to hold a to make a hole in the wall. Okay, so drilling means it we use to produce a hole. Okay, what is the meaning of the drilling? To produce a hole. What is the operation? To produce a hole by fixing a drill in the tailstock. So this is a rotating part. So tailstock use a tailstock used for drilling operation. So in the tailstock we fix the drill tool and moved. So the workpiece is in the workpiece, inside the workpiece we make a hole at the required diameter. The next operation is boring operations. The boring operation means already the hole is provided. We how to enlarge. So to make a large hole, to enlarge a hole or cylindrical cavity made by previous process or to produce a circular internal grooves. So to enlarge the hole, that operation is called the boring. Next, taper turning. So what is meant by taper? It is defined as a uniform increase or decrease. This is a major diameter, this is a minor diameter. So certain angle we make an angle to define a uniform increase or decrease in diameter of piece of work measured along its length. So this is the length of the workpiece. So we have to either increase the diameter or decrease the diameter. So taper turning to produce a conical surface. This surface is called the conical surface by gradual reduction in diameter. So diameter gradually either increased or decreased. So here we reduce the diameter. So this is a outer diameter, this is a inner diameter. So diameter should be reduced. Okay. Oh, this is a feet. So diameter should be reduced to produce a conical surface. So some other methods, many methods are used for taper turning. Form tool. This is a form tool. By using the form tool, that is like a taper only. Form tool, or otherwise we use a tailstock, also we use a taper operation, and a compound thrust, we tilt the compound thrust certain angle and do the taper turning operation. And taper turning attachment, by using the taper turning attachment also we use a taper turning operation. If they ask a taper turning operation means you have to explain any one method, that is enough. Either tailstock method or compound thrust method or form tool method, you have to explain any one of the method and draw the sketch. So these are all the operation can be carried out by using the lathe: facing, taper turning, counter turning, form turning, chamfering, boring, drilling, knurling. So these are all the operation can be carried out by using the lathe. Thank you for watching this video.